was like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $75 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. So Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including Georgia, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. But Underdog isn't stopping there. They're giving all new users a gimme pick on any player you want. So make sure y'all support the show, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mace and Cam.
Killer was good.
What up, Goy? How you all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Stat, how you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Who y'all got in there?
God in the building. Larry here. Shamgod popped up on us. You know he here for the cup.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Sham said this. I'm saying this. Nico fucked up. You know, when you know Sham stay out here in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? When Sham is a part of shit go right. You know, and he did not say this. I'm saying this. This is Cameron talking. This Sham did not say none of this. You see where Nico at? We don't know where he's at actually. Fucking shit up down there, man. But good to have you in the building, Sham. Thanks for stopping by.
Nah,
Sham just stopped by on some friendship shit. He ain't even know he was on some cool shit.
Yeah, I just can't.
Yeah, we ain't gonna have you chime in too much. We know you here on official business for the cup, man. But you're always welcome to chime in if you want.
I appreciate it. You know, I just
who
had to
they
come see my
playing?
brothers.
The Knicks?
Yes, son. Yes, son. Yeah. Yes, son. Yeah, the God is in the building, nigga. Yeah. We gonna see what's going on, nigga.
Yeah.
Larry was talking about getting Sin tickets to come out here for the shit, man. What's going on? You gonna bring Sin out?
I didn't say I was getting him. I said I got a plug for him to fly out here.
Okay. No poor shit. I know. I was fucking with Larry saying, yo, you flew Sin out.
No, I got a plug for him to fly out here. But he ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I was just being more like, coaching, my nigga coaching, you know. I can't wait. Sin is a real annoyance to me. Six days out of 7 out the week when it comes to the Knicks, man.
Consistent. But he's a super fan, and he will ride that ship till it falls.
It falls every year. So none of us are old enough to see the Knicks win a championship. And as much as I would like to see it one day, I'm just not going to put my emotions into it. I'm not. It's been let down too many times. I remember Louis Orr playing for the Knicks. That's how far I go back. Louis Orr, nigga.
Man, Louis Orr coached me in Providence.
Yeah, see? Trent Tucker. That's what I'm talking about. This is the shit we had to deal with. Niggas don't even know the names I'm saying.
Team I like, the Bomb Squad.
Yeah.
That was my last nigga team with Strickland and all that.
Yeah, enough was enough after that, man.
So we got a super basketball heavy show today, guys, so it should be a lot of fun. So the Lakers are eliminated from the NBA Cup after losing to the Wemby-less Spurs 132-119. So Mace, after seeing that game, how does that kind of loss happen with the roster that the Lakers have?
Oh, man, it's a testament to just where the NBA is, right? So a lot of times we think because people can still play the X's and O's. We take for granted these new young guys that are coming up and the power of the youth, right? So you got Castle there, and you got several other guys, even like Harper and them, that they haven't made it to superstar status yet, but they're making their way up. And they just not going for it. You know, they're back to where we used to play. You're not letting no white boy go crazy on you. And the white boy at guard can't beat us, man. It didn't matter who it was. It's like Come on, y'all got Sham in the building. Imagine a white boy picking you up full court. You like, yo, they trying to play you right now. You gotta get 80 right now. It don't matter if they don't got Wemby. I think they overestimated the white boys, and they gotta pay for that on defense, you know?
I like that take, man. I don't usually like a lot of shit you say. I usually don't. But that's a fact. And I think it's a little different because I'm not going to consider Luka a full-time white boy like
I'm
Austin
saying Luka
Reeves.
a white boy on defense. On defense, he's still a white boy.
I agree. Listen, I was agreeing with you because to me, growing up, and like I said, I never got as far as Sham or NBA or anything, but it's wild disrespectful putting a white boy on me. That's how I used to look at that shit. Like, yo, y'all being wild disrespectful. That's why I said I didn't want to agree with you, but I remember playing and I felt mad disrespect. Look, Larry Bird said he felt disrespected when he put a white boy on him, and Larry Bird is white. So I felt that take where you came from. And look, if Larry Bird is saying, yo, y'all violating putting a white boy on me, how a black nigga feel, but
remember Larry had a problem with certain black niggas guarding him. He said, y'all put this nigga on me?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman was a great defender, even though he was young when he got there, but I seen Derek Fisher say that before. It's wild disrespectful when the white niggas guarding me, and I know they excelled a little bit over the years, but not if you black, you still have to have that same mentality. So, Mace, don't overdo it. I said I agree with you. Let's leave it at that. I already said we're starting off good, all right?
Yeah. You know a Harlem nigga gonna go too far. That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, but listen, man, I think De'Aaron Fox, he's back fully healthy. You brought up Castle. And the Spurs are really looking really good. And like you said, Wemby-less, Stat mentioned it, Wemby-less Spurs team. And we have to keep in mind, just with Wemby's injuries since he started in the NBA, we don't know what we're going to get with him because it's not necessarily, right now it's calf injury, but always calf injuries somehow turn into Achilles injuries. When he be like, yo, it's the calf, then all of a sudden it's the Achilles. And when you're that tall, for some reason, it's always something. Last year wasn't even necessarily a basketball injury. You end up having blood clots. So I think they're going to have to learn to play without Wemby as well anyway. But I think they're doing a great job. I think they're 8-3 without Wemby playing so far. So they're going to be all right with or without Wemby. But we think what you think when Wemby's available is going to be crazy, but you have to think in mind, me personally, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm already calculating 35 missed games from Wemby. Just me personally. I hope it's not that, but that's just my calculation. We can't expect a healthy Wemby all the time. It's awkward. 7'4", handle. He's not a regular person, We see this with Yao Ming. A lot of injuries when you're that tall. So I'm hoping it's good. When it comes to the Lakers, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Mace, you brought up another good point. Sometimes it's the youth not caring what the older people have done. And not saying that Austin Reeves or Luka is old, and I see LeBron also playing a third fiddle to these two guys, which I think he wanted to play anyway. Not saying third, but he was trying to give Anthony Davis the team for the last half of many years. Anthony Davis seemed like he didn't want to take the team. I think LeBron is comfortable in the role he's playing, but I don't see the Lakers being a big threat in the West with this present roster. Shan, what do you think about the Lakers right now?
For me, I think the Lakers is a good team. Man. Any team Luka's on, they got a chance.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This favoritism shit going on. That's your man.
No,
that's your man. I forgot.
I'm just saying. Any team.
This the nigga you raised him from a pop. I don't even know what I'm asking.
No. Any team L on, they got a chance. I'm always going to say that. Like, he's one of those ones. So any team that he's on.
You really think that, because we'll leave it out because you're on the East Coast. We can talk about some West Coast shit. You really think that they have a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I just think they got a puncher's chance. I mean, like, of course, like you said, OKC, Spurs, they're great teams.
Niggas set up
You know,
puncher's chance.
but you got to punch his chance. That's what counts.
Listen, you know, share media trade, nigga.
That's what counts. When you got those ones, you know, you got to punch his chance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you just. You got it. It's four. You got to win four.
Wait, Killer. What kind of puncher? Is Mike Tyson puncher?
No. Because you got to think, right? You got to think, right? You got to think. Like even when I was in Dallas, right? We was the only team to beat OKC, but that's because we had Luka and Kai. So if you double Luka, you swinging it to Kai. If you double Kai, you swinging it to Luka. So you know, people didn't think we was gonna win no series against Minnesota or OKC.
But it ain't no Kai, Sham.
No. But I'm just saying, like right now, you got, you know, you still got Bron and you still got Luka. I mean, you know, that's all.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he media trained, Cam.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know, you got to punch his chance, man. You know.
What do you think about the Spurs right now as well?
I think the Spurs is good. They're really good. I mean, you know, all the stuff they're doing without Wemby, of course, is a good thing. But I don't really put too much stuff in it, like when Wemby's not there, because I mean, when the best player go out, most of the time the team, other players step up, and is always going to be different when the best player is there, because then certain people that's doing more now will automatically do less.
Right.
So then you got to factor that in.
Right.
Yeah, I hear all of that, Sham, but good enough to do what? Good enough to go out first round.
Oh, which one? Which one are you talking about?
Shit.
Which one are you talking about?
Spurs, I believe he's talking about.
Oh,
Spurs.
I don't know. It all depends on matchups. That's what it all comes down to. Because even like, if you look at our first year when we went to the finals, like, you know, we wanted, like, people thought like automatically like, nah, they're gonna lose to OKC or Minnesota. But we wanted to play OKC and Minnesota. We liked those matchups. Like, we didn't want to play at that point. We didn't want to play Denver.
Right.
Because we didn't have nobody match up with Joker at that point. You know what I'm saying? So the series, I mean, not saying we couldn't have won, but the series probably been a little bit different. But we liked the matchup against OKC and Minnesota the year we went to the finals.
You know what I'm really surprised about, Murder, is Harrison Barnes, too. Harrison Barnes averaging 14 points, and he's been a journeyman, seems like, since he left Golden State. For him to be stepping in and playing a big role with the Spurs, so it's really shocking, man. So salute to Harrison Barnes, because you know a nigga like them will call him a fossil in the NBA.
But like with HB, like, you know, me and HB work out every summer. The one thing about HB is the most consistent professional you will see.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, his regimen is the same every summer, you know what I'm saying? Even when he left Dallas, we would work out every summer, and his thing is always the same. He's one of the best people you would see in the league. So things like that normally happens for people like that, like especially towards the latter years of their career, they tend to show more because, you know, if you take somebody that's consistently averaging 14 or 16 and you put them with two other people that could score 20 or 30 every night, then of course, that 16 is going to be magnified more. Like if you look years ago when we lost to Golden State with Wiggins on there, and they went to the finals, that 16 was a lot.
Right.
Because you had to deal with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond. So that 16 was, you could put that 16 to be like 25.
Right.
Because every night he was getting that, and every night you knew Steph was getting what he was getting and Klay was getting what he was getting.
Right.
So when you're like the third and fourth option on a team with two great options, you know, we had that with PJ Washington.
Right.
When he came to Dallas, you know. So like his 16 or 18 in Charlotte didn't mean as much as his 16 and 18 meant in Dallas.
Right.
So
let me ask you something now, because I actually forgot that Harrison Barnes played with Dallas. What was that like? What is that like when a player gets traded in the middle of the game? They traded Harrison Barnes in the middle of a game, Murder. Do you remember this? Yo, Murder, what do you do?
Yeah.
Yo, what the the fuck goes?
Take the
Was
nigga
that
out the
Nico too?
game.
Was Nico down there when that happened?
Nah, with people like, nah, with
We're
people,
moving high.
Yo,
nah. What people don't understand is like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's hard for people to understand the dynamics of it, but it's like, you know, I'm always even killed because, you know, it's you know, as we grew up, like business is business and personal is personal. The problem is sometimes when you get so close to people, it's always personal for you, right? But like when you're in a space where you can have a friendship and deal with the business part. So even like, you know, even like, cause last time when I said spooky on here, people were like, oh man, you told about Nico. It wasn't about Nico. Like that's what people don't understand. It was to the point where when I say spooky, it was to the point where I didn't want to be a different person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the stuff that happened.
Right.
So I didn't want to go somewhere and be like, I got an attitude every day.
Right.
About, cause like you said, you be around people long enough, if something happened to somebody that's close to you, you're like, man, this could happen to me, but then you're still there.
Right.
So then you're coming in every day like, man, looking at people different. So I didn't want to be different. So it wasn't much more about them being spooky. Like me and Nico text, we text now, we talk, like me and Nico good. So I don't want people to think like, oh, this happened because of this person. Like he did a business decision, and whether it's good, right or wrong, that's up for people's opinion. And, you know, whatever happened, the fallout behind it is the fallout behind it. But like me and him is good. And to answer your question, like with HB, even then, because like me and him is so close, even to this day. Like he just texted me a few minutes ago because they're here too. So like me and him is close. So like in the middle of the game, like you said, that experience is weird because, you know, it's a trade down and you hear stuff. So, you know, he's like, man, I'm going to get traded. I'm going to go get traded. And then nobody said nothing. And then in the middle of the game, you just hear the fans like, thank you, Harrison. And I'm like, and then my phone is just buzzing and I'm sitting on the bench behind him and I'm just like, and because he's a friend, I'm like, don't overreact. You know, you just was traded or whatever.
Right.
And like I said, to his testimony, HB was like, nah, I want to finish the game.
Right.
You know, most people would have been going crazy.
No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not finishing the game. I'm not finishing the game. Sam, that shit sounded good.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said to his testimony. Yeah. I know how we would have did it in Harlem.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this. You're right. Even as an adult, even fuck Harlem. You're right, Harlem shit. I'm just talking about we're all adults and professionals, and we're worldly niggas at this point. But I'd be damned if I'm gonna help a team I don't play for win another game. Like, I'm just gonna go at halftime. I'm not saying I'm gonna wild out.
No.
I'm just saying, like, I gotta go because I don't play with you niggas, and I might play against you niggas. And why would I give you niggas another win? I'm not saying I'm like crazy, like 100% right, you gotta be a professional, but I'd be damned if I'm gonna help a nigga win another game. What you think, Murder?
Yeah, you gotta come off the court because you're not gonna get a loose ball. You're not gonna put any extra effort out there. And everybody's looking at you crazy. Like, you definitely ain't taking no charges or nothing like that. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Wait, but it wouldn't cross y'all's mind to like leave it on a good note. Like that wouldn't even. You just like I'm out.
There you go, Stat.
Like that's kind of how I'm.
Yeah, both y'all niggas is y'all got that shit. Y'all got
like,
that.
This was my team. Let me leave it on a good note. Like play to the end of the game. Just be a good sport about it. And then when it's time, I'm gonna go. You're just like, I'm out.
No. What I'm saying is I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: I'm not gonna wild out. I'm not going crazy. I'm gonna go give niggas foul. I see y'all niggas in the locker room. But I'm not helping the organization win another game. I'm not saying I'm gonna act crazy or nothing. And I would leave on a good note. I would go, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Mark Cuban. Thank you, everybody that's involved. I appreciate my time here. But I am not helping niggas get another W in the W column. That's just me.
Do it depend on where you going though? Like where you get traded to? Because like if you go from Dallas to the Pelicans, for me, I'm coming up. I'm taking one step over half court, and I'm chucking.
And you shoot. I feel that too.
You mad?
I feel that.
Yo, Larry.
I feel
Larry, that was good.
Depends on where you're going.
Your kids got to switch schools. Your family got to move. You got wild stuff to do right now. You got to be out of there. And just like when Sham and Cam just said, especially Sham, he was trying to be cool about it, but he said the same thing we would say, Killer. He said he didn't want to come in there looking at people different. So he felt the same emotions. He's just not putting the extra on it, but he's not going back over there like everything's good.
Yeah,
you know?
No, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
Because you know the regime has changed. The regime has changed. It's not the same regime. So he's definitely weighing his options.
Yeah.
That's how he got to Orlando.
At least y'all are honest about how y'all feel. Okay, so we got a hot take from Rich Paul before we go back and revisit the Spurs. So on his show with Max Kellerman, he said, I personally don't think the Lakers are good enough to be contenders right now. I don't think they have enough to get to the Western Conference Final. I don't think they really have enough to contend from that perspective right now. So we started discussing a little bit, but Mace, what would be your final answer? Do you agree with Rich Paul's take or do you disagree?
I mean, that's a lot coming from Rich Paul. Normally, Rich Paul is trying to stay even kill on it. He may know that they are able, but he might like bring it down a little bit. But I think on this take, he's actually telling the truth. When I think about OKC, they can't beat OKC. I don't care how much people think they get close enough LeBron to take over. I'm not believing that. I don't think they could beat OKC. I don't think they could beat who else? I don't think they could beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. Those two teams I don't think they could beat. And depending on which Denver team come to play, that's a 50-50 series. I don't think they could win the West. Just can't. So I think he's spot on. I think unless LeBron have just another year where he plays like he's 35 all the way through, they just don't have enough firepower to do so. I don't see Austin Reeves being Kyrie, but I do see Luka going crazy. But I don't know if Luka alone will be enough, especially when you got light-skinned guards. You got white and a light-skinned guard. I think they're still the same. Maybe I'm from the era of Sham and them and Iverson. We step over light-skinned guards, man. You can't beat us with a light-skinned guard.
I agree with Mace. I would throw Houston in the mix as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot my team.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This nigga.
Not a real person.
This
really
nigga's wild, man. It's a wild nigga.
I did say this. I don't know why Cam goes through this. He asks me who's my team. I tell this nigga Sham, and he gets mad at me. I told him from the tip off, that it's, listen, I'm going with Houston out of the West. I said this.
What I'm saying is this: how you forget about Chet team? That's what I'm saying. This is your team.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I forget about my team.
I'm trying to be objective. Sham is up there being objective. The objectiveness just started flowing.
Nah, look, right now, surprisingly, the Lakers are in fourth, but you know, Wemby's hurt. We don't know what we're gonna get from him, and Minnesota, I'm not ready to commit to Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? They're streaky. It looked like at one time that year, actually, that they lost to Dallas the following year, that they'd be like, all right, that was they their welcome to the playoffs. They had a hard loss. You know, Anthony Edwards talking shit to KD, talking shit to everybody, talking about he wanted to guard Kyrie. You know, that's where the Bucks stopped. Yeah. And to me, the Bucks stopped since then. You know, it's never came back. Pause. And I think Denver's looking really good to where they want to get back to where they were at a few years ago. But the height alone of Houston, we know Van Fleet is hurt, but Amon is 6'7". Everybody else is 6'11". Houston is a problem. OKC is on one game away from breaking the NBA record, the best start ever. So we had Denver, OKC, and Houston. But the Lakers are in fourth, surprisingly. But I don't think that 4th spot is theirs if Wemby is available. Back to the original question. Rich Paul. Rich. Welcome to fucking podcasting, nigga. I'm telling you, I spoke to Rich and Max Kellerman a few weeks ago before they started this show, and we was just talking and kicking it and shit. Rich, you're going to be under the radar. This is a kind of a thin line, right? Because you have Rich as an agent, and he's going to be honest about what he says all the time, my personal opinion, from conversations when we just talk. But I don't know how this is going to work being an agent and a podcaster. This is an interesting situation. Not saying you can't do both, but now you're podcasting, but you may have players on the Lakers. I'm not saying he does. I don't know what's in the stable right now for him. But you may have a player on the Lakers like, yo, if you think we not going to get me the fuck somewhere else. Where you think they going to get it at? Mm-hmm. I think this is an interesting space for Rich Paul, especially, and I'll see how it goes. But as far as him saying Lakers having a shot, I guess I'll tell you this, Rich. They got a puncher's chance.
But see, the thing is, the reason why I say it is because you got to look at it like this, right? So people go into the playoffs and championship, and they just think it's like about the team, right? But that's why you have first round, second round, and then championship, because you got to think about the matchups before that, right? So that's like for instance, whoever goes to the finals, right? I mean, on the West Coast, if OKC is playing San Antonio, that's a whole series. So if they go to Game 7, that's a whole series. If the other team before them that's playing like Denver play whoever, somebody less, right? And then
Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State. And Denver wins like 4-1 or whatever. Now the other team, the Spurs and OKC done slug it out. Now they got to come right back and play that series. So that's what I mean by the puncher's chance about having it. Because like even the year we came back and beat Phoenix, when we went to the Western Conference Final, lost to Golden State, they played the tough Pelicans team. And then they went to Game 7, and I think that's when Chris hurt his hamstring or whatever, and it slowed them down. But then in the first 2 games we played them, they went up 2-0. Right. And then we came back and took the series. But they was beat up when they got to us. You know what I'm saying? Even though they went up 2-0 the first 2 games, we came back, and that's when we closed out in Phoenix when Luka went crazy or whatever. But it's like those things happen, so you got to add those into the equation of when you go into the championship. It's just like in high school. It's all about who you playing, bro, to get to that thing.
Yeah. Yo, Cam.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I'm thinking about the Rich Paul situation as a podcaster. Does Rich get to say that niggas is trash if he's the agent now? Does he get to say that? That's a real good question. Does he have to be biased because they're clutch sports, or do he get to say, this nigga's declining? Can he answer that kind of question if it's his, particular a person on his roster? That's a good question.
You absolutely can't say that. I can't tell you what Rich Paul's going to do. Why would you say somebody underneath your stable ain't shit that you're negotiating for? Even if they ain't shit, I'm not publicly saying they ain't shit if they're on my team. I'm not just doing that. Like, for instance, Rich Paul never told me this, right? But I'm just saying, for instance, I'm just saying, like, it's not hard to tell. Rich Paul was representing Ben Simmons. Then he wasn't. Like, I don't think he just wants to have random niggas. I never had a convo with him, but maybe that's a good question. I want to ask him, what happened with you and Ben Simmons? Why wasn't you representing him? I don't know what happened, but I don't think that he's going to have somebody on his roster, on his stable, as far as Clutch Sports is concerned, that he's going to admit ain't shit. Because there's still negotiation that's going on. Not only still negotiation, you're still probably eating off his contract. You have to think about this. I don't know exactly how his payment system works or anything like that. But when you're sitting there and let's say somebody does a $200 million deal, and you get 5%, right? I don't know his percentage of what he gets. Every deal is probably different. You don't get the 5% all at once because you're not getting the $200 million at once. And you still have to get paid, and this person may get another contract. Just to answer your question outright, I'm just laying out different scenarios, Murder. But to answer your question, I wouldn't say, me personally, that one of my players ain't shit, even if they ain't shit, because I still got to do business with them unless you're not ready to fuck with them no more. That's why I was saying this is of interest in space, because I don't know if the nigga has somebody on the Lakers, and for you to say, yo, Lakers aren't contenders, and you're one of his clients.
Yeah, he got Braun.
Yeah. Well, you know, him and Braun to me is different. My opinion, no, seriously, my opinion is this. I don't know this for a fact. Listen, and y'all can.
Everybody's compromised. Everybody's
No, what I'm saying is this, right? I believe my opinion is this. I do not know this for a fact. Braun like, yo, throw a nigga something.
Oh, my God.
Yo, Braun put him on. Braun put him in the position to be where he at. Like, yo, you know, we all see the gifts, the watches, and all that shit. Nigga be like, for his birthday, I'm talking about shit like that. We seen Rich Paul negotiate $1 billion in 30 minutes. Braun, the first nigga tweet. You see my nigga, this, that, third. We know Rich Paul, cause of Braun. You know, I know Rich Paul from something different, but I'm just saying in general, he can be honest with Braun. They have that type of honesty to where he can be straight up. And I believe LeBron is some type of way behind Clutch Sports. I have no proof of this whatsoever because it'd be a conflict of interest. But let me tell you, let me make it even easier, right? Murder. I'm a superstar NBA player.
Yeah.
You doing what you doing. You selling jerseys or whatever on the street. Yo, come be my agent, man. Matter of fact, you know what, Murder? Start an agency company. Then you end up negotiating, you know, when I watched him on 60 Minutes, he negotiated over $4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Murder, throw me something. Like every once in a while. Every once in a while. Yo, you ain't got nothing for me? Just, leave it on the dresser. Leave it thoughts. Leave it in the kid. Like, you gonna throw, hello? Like, that's just my opinion. Because I'm going to definitely ask you for something once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well, shout out Rich Paul because, like Cam said, this is just
shout out
all
Rich
this
Paul.
is speculation.
Just speculation, not even really speculation, just conversation.
Yeah,
but yeah, just gonna make that clear. Okay, we're gonna go to break. When we return, we will get into our predictions for the NBA Cup. Don't go anywhere.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to put the light on it.
DJ, the Dime Life brand is serious. I love that shirt you got on.
Like this, and your bank account is that much, you say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Rally around him with that, the picture of his daughter sitting on the lap of the LSU player.
So, Will, we happy that you can join us.
Man, thank you for having me on.
Look, I tell you like this. Hey, okay, let me tell you like this. I got too much money to be fighting. We ain't got that no more. And we've taken that song a long time and made it our anthem. Paul A. Jenkins.
I even put your bullshit ass book up here on my you know what I mean?
Welcome to Start with the Facts.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. On Saturday, the Knicks will play the Magic for the NBA Cup. Underdog has Jalen Brunson at 28.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Oh, man, this is going to be good. I know Sham is in the building.
See how my brothers do me. Let me hear this. Let me hear this.
But the light skin Iverson.
Oh my God.
I'm going with Magic because that's my brother, but I think light skin Iverson is gonna have more than 28. And he's another prodigy. Of Sham. I gotta give that up.
Definitely, fam.
Who guarding them? Tyrus? Suggs.
I can't give the game plan right
that's
now,
exact-
but we working.
Point being is I don't think nobody can stop that 28 points. I think that 28 points is an over murder. Sorry, I know Sinner's in the house clapping right now, man. I gotta do it. I got a job to do. I think, nigga, listen, man. This showtime, and he's showing up, you know.
Josh,
go to the rack like Kareem Reed, yo. That's what I think about.
Nah, he don't do that.
You stupid.
That's what he don't do. I love Reed. Reed, my nigga, but he's a little erratic.
Yeah, I gotta stop.
Damn, I'm trying to throw Reem a shout out, nigga.
You do not go to that. That nigga is very mechanical, Jalen Brown. He's very mechanical. And he actually sometimes posts up. Like, it's very mechanical in the moves he do and the way he picks his spots. Reem just...
silly, man.
okay.
Reem my nigga too, though. Shout out Reem Reed.
Josh Hart is at 12.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower?
I'm going to go lower. I think he'll be more focused on defense and rebounds. I'm not going to give him 12 points, so I'll say lower.
Mace?
Yeah, I gotta think the same when it comes to Josh Hart. I don't see him like breaking out with a bunch of threes. So in this game, he's definitely with Bang gonna have to play some defense. I know Bang is gonna be on a tear, so he's gonna be focused on defense. I'm gonna go low as well.
Okay, and Paulo Banchero's at 21.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower? Mace.
Well, I was the one introduced y'all to PB5, so who am I to not go with what I say? You know, how could I not stand on what I said? You know, I normally see it before it happened. I gotta go higher. I know Cam is over there making all of these different faces. Cam, I told you about PB5 when you didn't know who he was.
It's a lie.
Nick got the tape. You didn't know his name.
You just said I don't. You just told niggas the other day this is the first time you heard me apologize. All week you just been lying for no reason. I don't know what it's about. This week it's been a lot of people lying on me, man. It's everywhere. All week it's been people lying all week on me, man. I don't know what's going on this week, man.
All the niggas been lying on you this week.
All week these niggas been lying on me, man.
Water.
That's
it's
crazy.
In the 5th floor water, you know.
That's crazy.
Niggas from the 5th floor.
That's wild. I'm agree with Mace though. Yeah, he gonna have high. If they want to win, he better have higher. Absolutely. So I think he's gonna have higher. Okay. I know one thing though, man, and I've been seeing this online. A lot of niggas mad at Orlando and New York, man. They felt that the nigga Bane threw the ball at OG and the shit was uncalled for and all that, man. They talk about it could have been a malice in the garden and all that the other day. And I was like, yeah, they a lot of New York Knicks fans are still mad about that, man. I think tagging me on the shit, talking about Cam, you need to say something. I said something. I said, look, I thought the nigga was out of bounds and he just was trying to hit it off the nigga out of bounds. They said, nah, Cam, you know that shit might have been ugly. Listen, I said, I play ball in a different era. I used to throw the ball at niggas for it to be out of bounds, period. But this is giving New York fans energy about having a let's say, edgy about this game that's coming up because of that situation.
Yeah.
I got another question. Why the nigga name OG and he didn't do nothing?
I think that's his initials, brother. My opinion.
I'll have to double check that. That's a good question, though. Okay, make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So, of course, we need just a little bit more discussion regarding this game. We need y'all's official predictions. So, Mace, who wins this, the Knicks or the Magic?
Yeah, and shout out to OG. That was just a joke, but when it comes down to it, I gotta go with the crib. Cam keeps saying I'm from Florida, so I gotta go with the crib, you know?
You're not from that part of Florida.
Let's be clear.
You grew up in Schenectady, nigga? Like, you from New York, used to be in Schenectady?
Stony Brook. No.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know you wasn't finished. Sorry about that. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gotta go with Florida. Everybody here from New York at one point in time lived in Florida, so I'm going with Florida. Sorry, Sin.
This is what I am going to say. I think that the Knicks are going to win this game. Sorry, Sham. I don't want the Knicks to win. Not saying I ain't New York fan. I want to go for my home team because Sham is my brother. I want them to win. But this is what I really believe, right? This is the closest they're going to get to the championship. Period. I don't think that, we at the beginning of this year, we talked about how injuries, this is the best year for the Knicks to actually go to a championship because the injury with Halliburton, and then we talked about Tatum's injury, and then we were saying that they brought everybody back on the Knicks. And the Knicks haven't been looking bad, but they haven't been looking spectacular. I thought the Knicks were going to come out the gate and look how OKC is looking. Not saying that they would be 24-1 or anything like that, but they'd be a little more dominant. They were having problems on the road, so on and so forth. But I think the NBA is involved, and they want to see Jalen Brunson against SGA. I think that's a great matchup, man. I think that's going to get views, and this would be a great argument for what Sin is arguing me about too. Sin is saying that SGA is not as popular as Jalen Brunson. He's mad at you, Stat, still for agreeing with me about.
That's fine.
Get
me mad.
Yeah, so I'm always rooting for my brother Sham, but I think that this is a showdown for SGA against Jalen Brunson. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
But hopefully my brother will be at the championship on Tuesday. Yeah. That's what I'm rooting for before anybody else.
You know what? This is a preview of what's to come in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think whatever happens here is only going to make for a better game come the spring,
So you don't think that Detroit has a chance to be in the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, I think they do, but I think the way that Orlando is playing right now, if they keep this up, it's definitely going to be them too, because them being at the Cup, right? After somebody lose here this weekend, somebody goes home with a chip on their shoulder to redeem this, which turns them up when they go back home. Like, you know what? The winner of this is feeling like we got the East. The loser of this is feeling like we got to get back. We got to get this lick back.
Hey, yo. It's crazy.
Stupid. Mace, I got to ask you, so would you say that the Magic's your team in the East? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, when it comes to East Coast basketball, I'm a bad boy. I got to go with Detroit, man. And then after that, I got to go with Orlando. Either one of them I could go with.
Just asking about Detroit, right? Now Detroit to play it safest. See, this is what he does, right? And Mace, I'm glad you cleared it up when you said what kind of bad boy you were, because I don't know if that's a good thing to say this week. We're talking about the old Pistons bad boys, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Detroit. I'm talking about Isaiah.
All right, we got to be clear.
Basketball bad boy. Right. Yeah, you're right, Gilla. These days, niggas got to be clear.
Yeah, that's just told you I got to be clear.
Yeah, I'm talking about Lambert, fight in the middle of the game. Microwave bad boy,
Yeah, listen, I'm just being clear. Niggas will take a sound bite and be like, Mason's still bad boy. I'm just telling you. You got to be clear. You got to be clear. You got to explain this.
Thank you for looking out for me.
Of course, man. Of course. But see, this is what Mace does. I'm glad Sham is here. And of course, Stats Eaters, this is what he does. He says that these two teams, talking about Knicks and Orlando, will be in the Eastern Conference Finals, but some type of way, before his sentence was over, that Detroit is his team. So if Detroit ends up making it, he's going to be like, well, that was my team anyway. I've been saying that I was the bad boys. He plays it safe all over the shit.
No, Killer. That's my part of my legacy is, Joe Dumars and all of that. That's where we come from, Killer.
So,
the smaller guards, all of that. Sham knows this.
After that murder, you could have went to Chauncey Billups and Richard Hamilton and them niggas if you was going to keep it.
Yeah, but
up.
I'm not them kind of bad boys, though. It's.
I don't think
early.
you should say no type of bad boys this week. I think you should just say you fuck with the Pistons.
Yeah, just every time I say it, Nick, just mute that word. Just mute that word.
Yes, you was going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. I just like to ask so we could just follow, the way that your brain operates, because what happened to your people out in Milwaukee? Like now it's Detroit.
Yeah,
and then it's the Magic,
family.
And it's like Milwaukee's just out the question. Just clarification, Mason.
Listen, Scott, don't start that. I know they're giving you raises and all of that. Don't start that.
I'm just asking.
That's a legit question, yo. That's a legit question. What's the family name?
The Hines family. Killer, I see where you're going with this.
But
Milwaukee's been out of this. Milwaukee's been out of this since they traded my little bro AJ. I told y'all AJ was smoke, man. I just know things, and like Sham, when I see niggas acting funny, I gotta get out of there. I had to get out of there.
I'm dizzy. What's the question, yo? What's the original question?
It was just y'all's prediction on the game, and I just had some clarification questions. That's all.
You wanted to know about Milwaukee.
I'm dizzy, B.
Because
you wanted to know about Milwaukee, Killer, and I told her I've been out of there. When they didn't play my little man's AJ, I had to get out of there.
Mace, you said you was down Milwaukee 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but that was for football, Camp. You're mixing up sports.
Milwaukee don't have a football team.
I'm talking about the Green Bay. It's all
Milwaukee and Green Bay is two different places.
I know, but everybody from Milwaukee goes to the game at Green Bay, Camp. I don't have time to tell you.
Neither do I. I actually don't either. I actually don't have time.
No, and that's fine. It's okay. It's fine.
Really why don't you just say you fuck with Wisconsin, or like just put the whole state involved there?
Like he said, we don't have time. So we're going to go on to the Spurs. They're moving on to play OKC. Mace, do you think there's any chance the Spurs can win this game?
I think they're up to winning it. Actually, I really do. I think as great as OKC is, they gotta lose some more games. That's why I say this. They got to lose some more games. And when I think of Harper, Castle, and all of the players that are there, if Wemby is playing, they definitely going to beat them. But if Wemby is not, then they got a puncher's chance. I'm going to stick with the lies that's going on. This is what they're saying on the show. A puncher's chance. So I'm going with a puncher's chance.
Watch that be the rest of the fucking season. Everything is a puncher's chance. It's gonna be the rest of the season. Everything's gonna be a puncher's chance from this nigga. I don't even know why you gave him that verbiage shit.
Yeah, silly.
I don't know why you gave him that verbiage, man. Wemby, no. I think they have a chance, but OKC is deep, man. Pause. Like, I'm a real fan of Dork. I started last year, and J-Dub is back. He's looking like he's healthy, at least 95. Look, OKC is tough. I'm going to say if Wemby's not playing, then no, they don't have a chance. Not right now at the moment. But I'm going with OKC if Wemby is not playing.
Okay, well,
So wait, Cam.
It's not
So
that.
when
It's
we
not that
win-
confusing, Mace.
Wait, I just want to add a question
All right,
to it.
no problem.
What kind of chance you saying they don't have? Any chance? Because you got the puncher's chance, you got any chance.
When you get on
And
the
then-
floor, and play basketball, you have a chance.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Punch the shit. Everybody got a chance, bro.
When you get on the floor and play basketball, you have a chance. That's just that. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna label it a puncher's chance. Like, Stat, make a note that this nigga's gonna run puncher's chance into the ground till about March. I'm telling you that now. But when you get on the court and lace up your sneakers, you have a chance to win the game no matter what.
So in the comments down below, let us know who y'all think will win the cup. We got one more before we wrap. So we never got to discuss the breaking news concerning Chris Paul and the Clippers. So the Clippers decided to send Chris Paul home. They announced he is no longer part of the team, and the president of basketball operations said, "We will work with him on the next step of his career." He confirmed the news via his IG story, and as we know, he announced that this would be his last season. So Mace, just kind of seeing how things unfolded, how do you feel about this decision from the Clippers and the way everything was handled?
I'm not really sure what transpired in the Clippers Nation, but anytime a Hall of Fame point guard get released on what we call his farewell tour is already alarming. I just would have to say that it's very alarming because this is where you're supposed to get all your flowers, and for a nigga to stop you from getting your flowers is crazy. So I don't know what happened, but something had to happen to make them say, we're going to work with you on your future. It's like saying, you're not going to get your flowers here, but we can't say what's really going on. And to cover it up, we just going to make it seem like we're in good graces. You're not in good graces if you stop a nigga midway during this farewell tour. That's just what I would say. So I think this is crazy. This is where Chris Paul began to blossom. He turned this franchise around. So for a team that you turned the franchise around and not let you get your flowers, it's just got to be more and more to this story. And I wish they would let people know because it makes the organization look crazy, especially when you got so many reputable people that's there for different reasons in this Clipper Nation. So without taking a shot at anyone, this would just be my perception based upon the limited information that I have at this point.
Turned them around to do what, Murder? What did he turn them around? What did he do with the club? What did he turn them around to? What did he
I mean, before Chris Paul got to the Clippers, they were actually nobody. They never got to any kind of great playoff place. They wasn't like a popping team really at no time for me. I know at one time they had your boy Darius Miles in them, but I don't think that was nothing like Lob City. I think Lob City was the best Clippers team that the Clippers have ever had.
to me, they couldn't get over the hump on Golden State. They never even went to the Western Conference Final. Then they lost to OKC. I get what you're saying, but I don't really know what hump. And look, I just want to know what you was talking about with the Clippers. But I'll say this: we take a lot of shots at Chris Paul on this show. This
You
kind
take a lot of shots at Chris.
You too. He ain't speak to you neither. When we went to the game, he was looking at both of us, and they say nothing to neither one of them. He was looking at
like
and why he ain't come speak to you? Why he ain't speak to you? He ain't speak to neither one of us. He ain't say nothing to neither one of us.
I watched that.
He was looking at you too. He ain't say shit to neither one of us.
He got that head nod.
Nah, he did it to Mace too. He said it like this across the court to both of us.
Pause. At least he went like this to me, Cam.
And that wasn't too cool when he was like, "What's up?" So that was that one. everything good? He gave you that one.
He saw Cam Sham and just turned his face like.
Yes,
it was both of us. Pause. It wasn't just me. But yeah. But on a serious note, like I mean, when I say shots, I just call it like I see it. When he went to Golden State, I just said I didn't think it would work out because it was just too much tension, and not bad tension. I'm like Sham said earlier, you got to be a professional. We know Draymond didn't really fuck with him. We seen what Chris Paul was doing. I mean, pardon me, with him in the battles that him and Steph was going through over the years. And to me, Chris Paul is one of them floor generals, and I'm just talking about the Golden State situation, where he likes to coach during the game. And, you know, he'd be like, Jim, I'm like, no, go there. And then you see during, like, fouls or something, he's over there talking to players. And I was like, niggas ain't listening to that at Golden State. Like, yo, don't tell us which part. That was just my opinion when they got there, and it didn't work out. And then wherever else he went, it wasn't working out. Phoenix, he went to the chip, so I thought that was pretty good. But my personal opinion is when I seen him going back to the Clippers at the beginning of the season, I didn't think it worked here either, because you have James Harden there, and it's a famous clip that's out where he's trying to tell James Harden some shit, and James Harden smack his hand out his face. I don't know if you guys seen that clip. You ever seen that clip? Nigga smacked the shit out Chris Paul's hand in the huddle. And I don't think James Harden likes Chris Paul. I don't know this for a fact, but just from the videos that I've seen, I'm like, this is not going to work. I said this at the beginning of the season. And like May said, we don't know exactly what happened. But with the Clippers only winning 6 games this season, I don't know who got a lot of cachet over there. Not only, look, they only won 6 games. Kawhi Leonard's not always available. So if I'm the GM or the owner, even the coach, shout out to Ty Lue, that's my nigga too. A nigga can't really tell me to send Chris Paul if you're another player. I have no idea why he sent home, but Mace made a great point on your farewell tour. Something bad actually had to happen because he was saying he's retiring this year. But what I will say is this. Shout out to Sam Presti, man. That nigga's looking like a fucking genius because OKC got a lot of lottery picks coming up this year, and the Clippers don't got shit. They gave up all these fucking picks to get Paul George. Paul George is not there no more. And now you got Shea over there, league MVP, finals MVP, NBA champion, and you got like 3 picks in the lottery coming up. Sam Presti, a motherfucker, man. I ended with that. I know we was talking about Chris Paul, but shout out to nigga Sam Presti, man.
I just want to say, because I know it's a business and you got to make moves that make sense for the business, but I just felt like, and I know we don't know the exact details, but I just feel like the whole thing could have been handled a lot better. I just feel like still the way things were handled was wrong. Like, he is better than me because I always take the high road, but if somebody that I'm working for was just kind of like, okay, we're sending you home in the middle of the night, and then like he didn't really even have much of a reaction to it. He was real cool about it, and it's just kind of like, oh, I'm seeing the positives. I get to spend time with my family and being around my kids. But for his last year, I don't think anybody should have to go out the way that they kind of did it. Because now he's even contemplating, like, do I rejoin with another team to actually do like a final like farewell tour? Like, what are kind of like the next steps? And I just feel like at a certain age, you shouldn't even have to deal with all that. I feel like the organization should take care of you. But from a lot of the decisions that the Clippers organization has made, I don't really know if they really take the best care of everybody.
Let me ask you this real quick. You're not okay with him getting traded in the middle of the night, but you cool with Harrison Barnes getting traded at halftime.
I didn't say I was cool with it, but I think that
high road.
No.
Make up your mind, Stat.
I was cool with it.
A nigga can't get traded in the middle of the night, but a nigga can get traded at halftime.
Also, reactions do matter, but for Chris Paul specifically, especially if he's saying this is my retirement year, and the organization just be like, bye, that's fucked up.
Nigga said
it's both messed up. I understand that, but I just feel like, I don't know, Clippers got a lot of things that they gotta do better at.
Stat killer. Yes. Just think about this, right? I think there's 2 things I see now that I hear you guys talking. Number one, he knows what happened here. That's why he's cool with leaving. You don't let somebody say, yo, get the out of my house, and then you just be like, yes. When you're saying yes if you know something really wrong happened that you did. And number 2, the thing I'm thinking about is that this is good for him. He's supposed to be retiring with the Hornets, not with the Clippers. He's supposed to be retiring with the Hornets. He need a farewell tour with the Hornets or with the Pelicans, not with the Clippers. But I can see how he tried to finagle this so he can retire in LA. So I'm seeing it from another angle. That's all. Pause.
Listen, man, my opinion is this, and that's a great take, Mace. I think that's great. But Chris Paul was on the flight, and when he landed, he wasn't with the Suns no more. He's with OKC. They be doing Chris wild.
Yeah.
Poor son. That nigga did, I think it was Good Morning America. He had pulled up. They said, hey, you got traded mid-flight. He said, yeah. I found out when I looked at Twitter. I was watching that Good Morning America, or that morning show he was on. So like Sam said, you got to really be a professional because shit be foul. You fly from LA with the Suns and you land in New York and you're in OKC. Shit, it's real disrespectful.
It really is. It's real crazy. But we'll see what he decides to do. With that being said, that is all the time that we have for today. Sham, of course, we appreciate you for stopping by on
Thank
the
you,
show.
Sham. We appreciate
thank y'all for having me. And
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Paul, having a great legacy. He did a lot for point guards all over the world.
Yeah.
So, just want to give him a shout out for that. For real.
Big shout out to CP3, man.
Yes, and
shout out
luck
to
to y'all
Team
this weekend.
CP3. And shout out to Team CP3. And Sham, thanks for the sneakers.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Sham, thanks for the sneakers.
Man.
And also, his book is available out right now. So what's the name of it one more time so everybody knows? Name of your book?
Oh,
no, I was saying, what's the name of your book so people know where to buy it?
Talk to God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You
You caught me off guard.
Yeah.
The book is definitely still out on Amazon everywhere, so please go copy it. I think y'all would like it. It's, real life stuff. And just like you said, just talking about any business, business is to do what's best for the business. And that's what's always going to happen, no matter what. Not saying right, wrong, or indifference, but the business always going to be the business, So people always just got to remember that when they making decisions on their life and things they want to do in their life.
There you have it.
And this goes back to what I normally say all the time, Stat. In the end, it will tell you if you was right or wrong. So don't let that go over y'all head.
You're right, though. We will see. But make sure y'all check out his book, and good luck to y'all this weekend. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.